So even if it is available to us, because healthy people do exist, healthy relationships do exist, and we might find ourselves in them, but that's where I find this work comes in of like, can I actually receive now what I'm saying I want to step into and evolve into? And it is very challenging because, again, we're going to react almost from that default setting, that programming of shutting down. We might not even try because we don't believe it's possible. So we hold everything in. So in terms of tips, that's where the nervous system work is so essential. Because we need to be able to think clearly. We need to be able to actually be reacting in the moment, whether it's at work or with a new partner. We need to be responding to what's truly happening, basically not responding to like being yelled at as a child, which is what I think a lot of people are doing. They might be having a conversation with a boss where they're getting some criticism and their body is responding like their dad is like screaming at them.
Yeah. Oh, that's me. And I would go into like full body shakes, any type of minor confrontation, even like, this is so funny now that this is coming up because my brain is like, let's make connections. Like the other day in one of the Ignite groups, so Kate was in one of our rounds of Ignite previously, Ignite alum, but you know how it is. We have our groups and we share what's going on. And one of our students was pretty triggered from something that had come up about, not feeling seen and heard, feeling disconnected from the group. And so we're like, okay, yeah, let's talk about it. And immediately just my brain went like, it's just, I don't know, it felt like lightning exploded. And I was like, oh my God, like I felt my whole body go into shutdown. I felt myself like clench every muscle. I felt my hands and start to shake and my heart and my chest space start to vibrate. And my mind just going a million miles an hour of like, what do I do to save this? My business is going to be gone. I hurt somebody. Oh my God, how could you do this? How could you let this happen? Like, and all of this stuff that honestly, Kate, it's been years, and ever since this stuff happened with my dad, it feels like all my trauma responses are right under the surface. So she was just very calmly saying, hey, I'm feeling a little unseen and unheard. And my body was like screaming, in anxiety. And it's just like, I totally relate to that feeling. But when it was resolved, everything was fine. Nothing was a problem.
Yes.
Her trigger being brought up and when we processed that as a group, we were able to repair and talk about it. It was really beautiful. And, ultimately nothing is wrong. But in that moment, I had to take so many deep breaths and allow my brain to slow down so that I didn't have to feel like I had to run away from the computer.
Totally. I mean, and what you just described, that is the change happening, right? Like that, and we have those experiences enough times and we learn to settle our nervous system when we get better at doing it quicker and quicker. And that's the healing. Like as a therapist, I mean, I never, of course, intentionally make my clients mad, but if you're doing good work, you're going to potentially anger them on some level or piss them off or irritate them even. Yeah. And I've been in similar positions where sometimes I can feel that personal activation from my own trauma responses. If it goes like, instead of it's like, hey, they're wanting to work through their triggers, to my brain and my body is reacting to, you're bad. You're bad. This is the end of the world.
Why is it like this?
And when I can, because as a therapist, I feel like that pulls me into like the highest level of integrity, because like if it was with a friend, I might collapse more. But when I'm someone's therapist, like I take that so seriously. Like obviously there's ethics there, and I'm like, you have to put this to the side, and I can be with the person. I can really see what it is. And I'm like, be with them, stay present with what's happening. And they move through it, and it's a corrective healing experience for them because they've been able to give feedback, and it's been held in a way where I didn't react, which is usually what we're all doing, right?
We're all triggering each other, and it's just like no one's actually talking about what needs to get talked about, which usually is not a big deal. Exactly.
And those are the I walk out of a therapy session like that was on my edge. The person had a corrective experience, and I don't know how to, I mean, sure you can explain it. I don't know that I have words. It's just like, whoa, it's expansive.
Yeah. It's really, to me, it feels unexpectedly powerful because it seems like such a simple thing to just say, I see you, I hear you, you're valid. let's talk about it. And for that to be a calm, loving conversation, an empowering conversation, even though like I have to say my mom modeled that for me. So I was very lucky. And I think that's one of the things that made me really resilient, but it's like not a normal, I don't think a typical way of like approaching these kinds of conversations, right? Something also we're taught how to do in school, when we're becoming therapists. But what I've noticed when my clients do is just like profound shifts and subconscious shifts that allow them to do things like set boundaries with ease and grace, which is something I posted about. And someone's like, working on the ease and grace. I was like, it's not always easy and graceful, guys, but like it allows it to be more easy and graceful. And like,
yes,
the more you do it, the more you're basically reprogramming what they programmed into you into something different. Thanks for watching, you guys. If you enjoyed this, click here to check out the full podcast episode. Click here to check out our full library of podcast episodes. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you can be the first to know when we're posting new ones. I'll see you soon.